look at this.
Wow.
This one comes from
So
CARO
now,
KANN. And
I'll be asking you questions about this opening as somebody who probably done a course in CARO KANN.
I have done some
You
courses
have
and
to-
written some books,
you have
and
to
I have
explain.
dabbled in this particular line as black. But let's have a look from the beginning.
Yeah. So E4, C6, D4, D5, E5, Bishop F5,
Yeah.
and Bishop E2. D7. Here it's a big choice, right? It's a big crossroad for black because here I believe you still can play C5
You
as
can
it
still.
stands, right?
Yeah, it's still-
because there've been like changes and it's
Yeah.
a very sharp line.
It is the most sharpest response, and you do need to know your stuff
Yeah.
because
So my understanding is it's C5 or anything else, and from anything else you have like knight to D7, knight to E7,
Yeah.
I believe H7, H6, and
yeah, you can go H6, Bishop H7. You can also go Knight E7, Knight G6 at the right time. I mean, everything is a little bit dependent on what white does, but Knight E7 was the move chosen, and
Castles.
now castles.
H7, H6.
H6.
now
You could
to-
also go throw in C5. I mean, this position is still very flexible, but H6
Knight
and
E2, knight to D7,
Yeah.
knight B3, fighting against the C5 break, and black goes G5,
right.
which is like very modern approach. A4, bishop to G7.
And it's interesting because A4. You know,
A4, yeah. I feel like I should stop at A4.
No, no, I was just going to say, interesting with A4, it's like, white just plans to expand on the queen side the whole way, A5, and just see how far that pawn can go. And there's been a big debate as to whether black should be stopping it, going A5, in the full realization that ultimately you will be losing that pawn on A5.
Oh, you will be losing.
Yeah,
as
I
well.
mean, white tends to go bishop D2, and you don't really want to be going B6.
Yeah, so
and
what
holding
I
firm.
knew about this, that A5 is kind of, for some players would be almost like an automatic
Yeah.
reply. So you want A4, you want to grab some space, so I should stop you. And in my understanding it was just not a good move, because after bishop D2 I thought you will have to play B6, and then B6, having played B6 makes it almost impossible
Yeah.
for you to play C5, because some bishop B5 is going to happen, C4, like having the pawn on B6 is not great
Yeah,
in this position.
I
but
completely agree.
I was not aware of the idea that you can just sacrifice this pawn.
You just say, well, white is going to spend a lot of energy trying to get it, and in the meantime, I'm going to complete development. You could also stop the white pawn on A5. You could let it get there. You go
Yeah,
and
so
you
bishop
go
to
A,
G7,
yeah, you go, and then you
that's
go
our game, and then
A5.
after A5 you may choose
you
to
can
go.
choose to go A6.
Yep.
And this isn't okay. So the players may still go into this one. So you can choose to do it this way, and it's an interesting kind of position, because I remember one game that had a deep impression on me was the way that David Howell he beat. This was in 2019 in the Grand Swiss, and he's never going to forgive me, but I can't remember who was playing white, but someone very strong. But he just did some kind of queen C7 and castle queenside.
After A5.
Yeah, well, Kazimazhanov, I think that's what his opponent was. But okay, it wasn't. You just go queen C7. You keep it flexible. You threaten to go queenside. You threaten to go kingside. And white. The decision is on white. If they're going to go knight E1 and try to break open with F4.
Right. So I believe I've kind of outlined.
escape
It
checks.
gets annoying, yeah. Like, maybe you're better after king d6, but then, rook takes f7, and all of a sudden you've created a mess out of the position that was supposedly, like, winning without much contemplate. Maybe you're not even better, I don't know.
Well,
There was
the move
bishop
has been
a4.
played, and it was not queen to c5.
That was not queen to c5.
It
Knight
was
h4.
knight h4.
Yeah, knight h4.
Attacking
Hitting
pawn on
this.
g2.
In this.
So, I mean, if you take that knight, you are more or less thrown in the towel, so you don't quite want to do that. g3, you're allowing knight to f3.
Yeah.
f3,
F3.
you're allowing
quite a
dark
bit of
squares.
dark square weaknesses.
now queen to c5 check.
A queen to c5 now comes with a check, and then when the king goes,
to
I don't know
h1.
where he goes, to h1, let's say, this is maybe where you can go here.
And then,
You still allow the check, but like you're threatening a checkmate in one, which is quite a serious threat, right? So it's a check, and we go to e7, check, and you go to d6, and no more checks, and g2 cannot be stopped.
he's moved though.
He did play f3.
He did play f3, okay.
So I believe after this check, he's planning to go king f1. Maybe that's his
Yeah, but
point.
you've got-
But yeah, you
but
can't
now
really
you
hope
can
to
actually
survive.
simply go b5 again.
b5, check, king e7, and then a7's covered, rook is hanging, bishop c4 is a threat, knight f5 is a threat. No, it's devastating. It's game. Yeah. But Gukesh won't be rushing this one, right? It's not your rapid, it's not your blitz. Even if in a completely winning position, one tends to take some time, to concentrate, to make sure that no silly things will happen. So if you voted Gukesh in our poll of the day, you might be right.
You might be right. Yeah, I think you will be right.
You will be right, very
Gukesh
often.
clearly, he came to the board. He meant business. He played a